My name is Corey Clasby. I'm a nurse at Wexner Medical Center, and I enjoy spending time with my family. I grew up in a church-going family that believed in the Bible, and believed in Jesus Christ as the Son of God. The church that I attended taught a works-based system of coming to Christ, that one would choose Jesus and then be baptized, and then one would have to work to keep their salvation, and you could lose your salvation. And I grew up in fear, never knowing which sins would put me out of God's grace and out of His love. And I grew up believing that on the day of judgment, God would look at my life and see if the good outweighed the bad. And I never had assurance of salvation, and it was because it was all of me and not of Christ. As a teenager, I still went through the motions because I needed to please my parents. So I still went to church, but in my heart I rejected all of it. I really didn't know what sin was. I really didn't know who Jesus was. I believed that He is the Son of God, and I believed in His existence, but I didn't know anything else about Jesus Christ. I was thoroughly in love with myself, and I worshipped myself, and I rejected everything about the Bible and Christ. Well, when I turned 18 and I was kind of out on my own, I never looked back. I didn't go to church anywhere, and it wasn't until I was in my late 20s that God reeled me back in. It happened all at once. It was strange. It was overwhelming to me. If you would have asked me, I would have told you I was a Christian. I'd been baptized actually twice as a child, because I didn't do it right the first time. I did it when I was 7 because my brothers and sisters had been, and then I did it when I was 12 because I didn't think my heart was in the right place then, and I wanted to try real hard. But then God started bringing people into my life that they were sharing the true gospel with me of salvation by God's grace through faith alone. And I didn't think I needed to hear that message. And I certainly didn't think I needed Jesus. But God still had, sorry, this chokes me up. God had grace on me. And He was long-suffering and brought me back again and again. And then there was a young man who was in the Marine Corps with me, and he ran into me at a movie theater, and he started to spend a lot of time with me, and then we started to have Bible studies, and that's how I came here. But then when I came, I saw the genuine love. I didn't see people going through the motions. I saw genuine love. I saw how Christ changed people's lives. I saw that Jesus was being lifted up. And I finally understood. I finally understood the words. I understood that Christ died for sinners, and it was through His grace that a person is saved. And I told everybody here that I was a Christian, but I really wasn't. I still hadn't bowed the knee to Jesus. And then one day in my kitchen, I was reading scripture, and I was reading about the Pharisees. And I always like to tell people the Pharisees were the villains in my mind. They were the bad guys, and I liked to despise them. And I was reading about them, and something changed. I was reading about them being full of self-indulgence and full of lawlessness and looking good on the outside. And I realized that was me. And I cried to Jesus to save me. And then I needed Him. I finally knew I needed Him. Even after that, my struggle with the flesh has been terrible, but Jesus carries me. The reason I know that I'm saved is, first of all, Jesus keeps His word. When He saves a person, it's because of His doing and His faithfulness that a person is saved. And then secondly, I see the work of His Spirit in my life. And He's taking a person who worshipped only Himself and enjoyed sin, and He's making me into a person who worships only Him, and I hate sin. I'm Corey Clasby, and that's my story of grace.